what's happening everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while, I know. I've been kind of busy, you know, something like that. Let's just skate over that bit. Had a nice break, crazy. Anyway, back with a bang. This time I'm going to be doing a build on my Mk5 Golf GTI. I've been meaning to do this, oh man, since I had the car. About 2 years now I've had the car and I still haven't done it. I've been collecting bits here and there, you know, as you do. But it's crazy really, like I do loads of work on other people's cars, yet I just don't get a chance to do it in mine. I'm sure people in the trade will know the crack. But yeah, this car has needed some attention for ages, so I'm eventually going to get stuck into it. And you know what it is? It basically starts with the headlamps. Check out the headlamps. The headlamps are all dull, and you know, the lights crap that comes out of it. And it's crazy really, because if you see where the bonnet is, you can see that the light lens there has been really clear in the past, obviously, when it's been good. But this just happens over time on these headlamps, so it's pissed us off from the second I've had it. I've wanted to change the lamps. These have been polished a few times actually, because the car had a bit of paint at some point. And these were polished, but it's just come back, so I'm sick of it. I'm going to change the headlamps, and if I'm going to change the headlamps, well then I might as well change the turbo. I'm going to change the turbo. It's needed a turbo for quite a while. This one likes to make little chirpy noises every now and then, little puffs of black smoke out the back. So I've known that it's needed it. To be honest, it's filling the boost pipes full of oil. Some people call it character, I call it broken. So and I've lived with it for quite a while in all honesty. So the turbo is getting replaced on this car. It just makes sense to eventually do it. And once I do that, I'll also upgrade the suspension. Now when I first bought the car, it was really good, to be honest. It handled really well. And the front still does. It's very predictable, it's cool. But the back is, it's a bit different. I was actually meant to start this video yesterday, but I was really busy on the dyno, so Carl did it for us. He stripped off the rear suspension. You can see that, I mean, the shocks were burst. And one of the springs was snapped twice, and that's just the stock stuff, so it was doing all right for that, wasn't it? I mean, it was a little bit, you know, like all over on the back. It stepped out every now and then. It was a bit Mr. Soft, but it's going to be really cool. The Mk5 chassis is really good when it's got good suspension on it, so it'll be nice to see how it does with that. And I mean, if I'm doing the suspension, I might as well also do intercooler. I might as well, if I'm going to fit a turbo, then I might as well tune it afterwards. Going to need a decent intercooler. And whilst I'm in there, I'm also going to be fitting a new aircon condenser rad, because you can actually see that it looks pretty bad. Looks awful, that, doesn't it? I mean, obviously I'm going to have the front end off to do the headlamps and the intercooler and that, so once it's all apart, then I'll also do the bushes. I'm going to do all the bushes. It's going to be Powerflex completely throughout. I've already got the Powerflex engine mounts on, so I'm going to do like the anti-lift kit, the camber correction bushes, and then everything else that needs to be done as well. Powerflex, the full lot, so thanks Powerflex for sorting that out for us. I've actually already done the back, or should I say I haven't done the back. Carl's already done the back, again because I was busy, so Carl's already pulled apart the rear end and Powerflex the top arms. Now I know that's a shit bit, but he wanted to do it, so I'm really appreciative of that, so thanks Carl. I'll do the front end obviously, and we'll put the fresh suspension. Obviously when the suspension goes on, I'll do top mounts and all the rest. I've got a pile of parts which I'll show you now for the build. Headlamps, forge intake, forged intercooler, Powerflex bushes. Ooh. Now, when faced with the dilemma of changing the turbo, thought I might as well upgrade it. So this turbo here is a KO4 turbo. However, it's had a machined KO3 compressor housing bolted onto it. So it's essentially like a KO3, KO4 hybrid because of the choking point on these KO3 compressor housings. You know, maybe it makes 350, 360 brake. I don't know. We'll sort of find out, won't we? But yeah, that's what's going on. Essentially a modified KO4. I've got all the usual RS4, KO4 injectors, 200 bar rail sensor, 3 bar map sensor, so that it all runs well when it's on there. I mean, I'm not going to be going for big power on this, to be honest. Do quite a few KO3, KO4 Mk5s, and I think they sit really well somewhere between 320, 350 brake. You can get more out of it obviously, but just I think it unsettles the chassis a little bit. I'm really happy for this car to not really go over that, so as long as it's just nice and comfortable power, I know this isn't like, oh, he's going for big power or anything, but I'm just not really that bothered. I just want it to be reliable. This is a daily. I only live like 2 miles away from this place, so I don't even actually do that many miles. It's a funny thing, the Mark 5, because let's face it, it wasn't actually that expensive for us, and I could get rid of it, but I really like it. I really like it. It's a really cool car, and the one thing that I'm not upgrading at the minute is the clutch. Now the clutch could go, let's face it. The clutch doesn't show any signs of going, but we'll see when we get on the dyno. Anyway, I think I'm going to start by pulling the front end off, so let's do that. With the front bumper off now, you can really see the common problem that is that aircon condenser falling apart. Alright kidder, slow down. You can really see that problem with the condenser falling apart, and then that blocks all the airway to the intercooler, so therefore the intercooler can't work efficiently. We don't operate next to a racetrack, I can tell you that. Where was I? Right, yeah, so simply by changing out the aircon condenser should effectively make the intercooler more efficient and therefore release some power for tuning. Now this aircon actually worked, so look at the state of that. Literally crumbling in my fingers, and yet it worked. And I've had the gas removed out of this now, and they did it around the corner. So now I just need to get this front end off, so to do that I'll have to drain the coolant. There we go, the front end's off the Mark 5. Didn't actually take too long, but comes off really easy. Coolant hoses, boost hoses, aircon hoses, wiring harness, bonnet, cable, a few bolts, bish bash bosh. Comes off no problem at all, done a few of them, obviously. So this is a good position to be in, because what it does is it allows me full access onto here, so you know, stuff for upgrading map sensors and all the rest of it. I'm actually going to carbon clean the intakes on this when I take the manifold off to replace the injectors. So this, I've got good access now. I'm not going to have to like lean over a big bumper or anything. So this is pretty cool, and I'll also be able to get good access, turbo and all the rest of it. So really happy with this. I think I'm going to continue stripping this now. I'm just going to get it all apart and then see about building it up afterwards. So next thing is going to be inlet manifold, high pressure fuel pump, and all this boost hose. We'll get all that stripped off now, and then we'll smash off. Manifold and injectors off, so let's see how bad this carbon is. Check that out. Exactly how I thought it would be, to be honest. A lot of them come in and the carbon, the build-up is there, but it's dry. And it's generally dry because there's not actually that much like sort of wet oil there. But mine's got quite a lot of like wet residue oil, especially along the top of the ports, and that's just because I know the turbo has been going for a long time, to be honest. It kicks out little bits of black smoke. I've seen the oil in the boost pipes. It's been chewing for quite a while, so I'm not surprised that there's loads of carbon in there, and especially that it's wet. So yeah, I'll have to clean all that up before I do it, so I'll carbon clean that. But instead of doing that straight away, I think I'm going to go straight back in and strip the turbo off. So I'll do the full strip down first, get it all stripped off, and then we'll build it all back up in stages. It'll be pretty freaking awesome, I'm sure. Anyway, turbo off next. I didn't really want to take the subframe off to do this job, but I've took it off anyway, and I've had a few snap bolts, so I was going to take the turbo out the top, which is pretty easy, but I'm gonna take it out the bottom now, purely because I've got access, because the subframe's off. I had a few snap bolts, so like this is the driver's side subframe bit, and that bolt snapped inside the mount, so gonna have to heat that up. So I was gonna have to take that off anyway. And I've also had some other things go wrong as well. Got a snapped stud on this ball joint, and to be fair, the ball joint's toast anyway. So I'm also going to replace both ball joints as well. Just makes sense when it's all apart. I've got the steering rack supported there, so now I just need to get to the turbo. You can see how minging it is there. The oil's just been pissing out. I mean, diverters covered, all down the blocks covered. It's minging. So although I'm a bit dirty now, I'm going to get even dirtier getting this turbo off. Let's do it. Kind of wishing I just got Carl to do this job now. There we go. That's the old turbo. It's friggin' minging. It's a genuine turbo though. Can't believe how dirty that is. Someone pulling up outside. What are they doing here? Anyway, got a taste of coolant in my mouth. It was literally raining down on us when I was taking the turbo off. Don't know why I do this, to be fair. Anyway, that's the turbo off over on the bench there, causing a million bits. I think we'll call that a day for this video. That's been like the strip down of this. Now I've got to build it all back up with turbo, injectors, fuel rail sensors, aircon condensers, front mount intercoolers, you name it, carbon clean, all the good stuff. We'll do that over the next few videos. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.